Yes, people, welcome to the Red Pitch Podcast. Listen, outside the Emirates today, new season coming up, new season of podcasts. Today I am joined by Mr. Scants TV, D.Dubbz, and Mr. Ed. Listen, big season coming up, we've got a lot to talk about. Liverpool, Arsenal, City, are they going to do it again? Can we stop them this time? Let's go. Yo, welcome back. Listen, Red Pitch Podcast. Again, joined by two Liverpool guys here. And my fellow Arsenal friend Ed. Listen, man, I'm going to come to you first, Ed, because listen, this season we're just about to get Calafuria over the line. Haven't made any other signings. How do you feel going into this season?
I feel we're in good shape. Because what we need, I believe, to get over the line is not a lot. Because we were that close last season. I feel maybe a certified gunman up front. We've got the left back. Maybe someone to cover Saka. I think we'll be alright. Maybe another midfielder, but that's like hit and miss. But I feel that we're that close. I feel that next season, not to say we'll win it, but we'll still be in the frame.
In terms of, obviously, we know Emil Smith-Rowe is probably about to sign to Fulham. Eddie Nketiah possibly signing to Marseille. How are you feeling about Smith-Rowe, man? Because that's one that kind of hit me.
Yeah, that hit me as well. Tail end, one of our own, isn't it? So, but I think the injuries took its toll on him for the last couple of seasons. So I feel that this is the best move for him because he will get regular football at Fulham. He will get regular time. I think Silva will play him. I feel that he will get the game time he needs, and hopefully he put a buyback clause into the contract. And so if he can have a run of seasons where he gets no injuries, then we can try and get him back if he's reached that level that we set him to.
Definitely, man.
But does that mean that Odegaard would have to have left you?
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. You can have two. If you've got quality in two quality players in each position, because we've got no cover for Odegaard. If Odegaard got injured, you've got no one that's gonna keep that level up. So if we can get Smith-Rowe at that level in a couple of years' time, we've still got Odegaard.
That's true.
That's fair. Listen, let's come to Liverpool, boys, because Klopp is no longer, as we know, Arne Slot is the new king in town. Liverpool made no signing so far. Dubbz, what are you thinking, man? You think? A lot of people say Liverpool are going to finish 6th or 7th.
Disrespectful.
They're not confident.
It's disrespectful. Look, I'm not happy that we've not signed anyone yet. Am I desperate for signings? I'm not too desperate because it's our manager's first season.
Yeah.
He has to see the players first. He has to understand what he's working with to know who's the weakness, where's the strengths. Then he can work with what he has. Do you see what I mean? So we've been told August is when we're possibly going to make moves. But it was a few years ago we didn't make any signings. So it's happened before. So I know that if they do it again, there will be a right. I know the Liverpool fans won't be happy. Because there will be, we do need I would say we need 2-3 signings. I don't think we need major changes. I know a lot of people think it will be sick. A lot of people don't understand is that our team was fairly strong up till about March. We were competing alongside against you, we were competing against Man City. We were there for quite a while to the point we were even top of the league for a while. The only problem is key injuries happened. Then our front line just weren't scoring the goals that were necessary for us to keep going against, especially your side. You lot were just putting in 3-4 goals a game. Do you know what I mean? And when that's happening, we're winning like 1-0. It's like to try and compete against that, we weren't able to. See what I mean? So hopefully this season with Arnie, he has us scoring goals, has us attacking in better transitions than what we were doing under Klopp. then possibly we'll be able to compete. But I don't think we need major changes.
Okay. Scans, listen, I know you last season your whole view on everything was a trophy and top 4, which was what you achieved. Are you gonna try and go above this season, or are you looking at around the same thing?
I feel the same thing. You can't really go above that because, like D.Dubbz said, it's a brand new manager. He's got an integrated system, and the players got to get used to it. It's a brand new league for him. He's used to the Netherlands division. He's not probably used to the intensive of the games as we are. It's like anyone on their day can beat anyone in this league. Right? That's why everybody loves the Premier League. You can predict the result. You say, oh yeah, City going to win today, Arsenal they will win today. But you just know they can just turn up against a Brentford, a Burnley, anyone like that. And we've seen it happen. So he needs time. He does need time. Like D.Dubbz says, I don't think it's disrespectful to say Liverpool going to have 6 or 7 because, like D.Dubbz said, we're up top of the division until March. Yeah. We had major injuries. And we fell away, which could happen to anyone. But we literally in all 4 competitions. It's not like, no disrespect to Arsenal. Realistically, come March time, you were already playing for the league. Yeah, you get what I mean. So it's just concentrate on that one thing where you concentrate on 3, 4 things at a time, and it caught up with the players. So
was that a Europa in what? Late April?
Some say FA Cup, still
United,
so it was still up and about in every single competition, and we took a lot of injuries. And like D.Dubbz said, we saw last season the kids are up for it. Like who would have thought like a McDonald will come in, a Dow's will come in and play like they played with the first team for years. So I'm confident in those players. Yes, we need 2, possibly 3 more players, but Liverpool now have gone back to that structure with Edwards and you've got Hughes in there. And when we sign players, you don't hear nothing. You literally don't hear nothing. People are like getting say, oh, they haven't signed no one. Just because they haven't signed no one doesn't mean you've got nothing you've done in the works. So for me, Hughes said it in his interview a couple of weeks ago. July's going to be quiet, but he expects it to pick up in August. It's still in July. So let's see what happens in August. I believe we'll sign possibly 2 players in August. Just think bang bang, and like everyone will be like, where did that come from? That's how it's been with Liverpool. Liverpool don't put it out there. No one finds out about Liverpool's dealings until the last minute. In the last minute, you'll find Jonathan Pearson and the other Liverpool correspondent, James Pearce. Yeah, James Pearce. James Pearce. Then they'll come out and say, "Oh, Liverpool signing this player," and the next minute, you know, they're at the AXA, the shirt up. So quick. That's it.
Quick manoeuvres, man. And listen, I want to ask you, D.Dubbz, your interpretation of what Arsenal done the last 2 years. Do you think Arsenal can go that one step now and win the title?
Like what Ed said, you're just missing that strike. And to be honest, even though you lot were bagging a lot of goals in the second half of the season, because I remember the first half of the season, you lot were seen as very defensive, like your whole style changed from the previous season. Then all of a sudden, I don't know, it's like, I have to say, you know, after that loss to us in the FA Cup, I don't know, something happened after that. You lot just said, alright, no, we can't have these man doing us at Emirates like that. We've got to get that payback when they come back in the league. And then from that win against us in the league, you lot just went on a run of scoring goals for fun. Like, to the point where I was like, maybe you lot can go the whole season just scoring at least 2-3 goals a game because you lot were banging goals. I think the issue is with Arsenal is that your club, you lot start too late. And because when you're going up against a team like City, you have to make the early games in the season count. If you don't make it count, you'll get punished in the second half because everyone knows City will go on a run that you sometimes think they're not going to win this game, but they'll win it. They always find a way to win their games, and they'll go on a 16, 17 game winning streak. That's why that first half of the season is vital for anyone. Just like when we won the title a few years ago, that first half of the season, we were relentless.
You came out the blocks.
We were relentless. And, you know, it was only maybe a couple teams that actually beat us towards more the end of the season. But that, you know, we had to make sure we had to come straight out of the breaks to keep winning the games. And City realised when we got to January, damn, we can't catch up. We was like 19 or 20 points clear.
28 points clear.
Do you know what I mean? And to the point we had the title literally in January, February, but because of the COVID, it just delayed it. Do you know what I mean? But when you think about that, we literally won it by then.
Yeah.
So you have to start the season off like a house on fire straight away. Arsenal can do it, but the problem is that I think what happened with Arteta, I think he tried to rest you guys in the beginning of the season. Make it defensive, keep you lot tight at the back, don't concede many goals. And it worked, because defensively you lot looked solid last season. You lot had the best defence last season. And only in the second half, that's when it was like, alright, let's attack, let's go at teams. Do you know what I mean? Let's go at that. But the problem is, you had dropped so many points at the beginning of the season.
That's the thing that messed us up, because obviously we drew twice. Well, we lost to Fulham.
Yeah.
Drew to Fulham.
Yes.
A certain game lost to West Ham.
Yeah, West Ham.
You know,
you lost them here, right?
Those
Yeah.
games were like it was Christmas, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Where we lost our games, where we drew those games, it was that full game.
Crucial.
Yeah.
And the Villa game as well. That's the one that really sort of set you back.
Yeah.
The Villa game Villa's, I think that's a one-off, because it's like they're a top side right now. They're in the Champions League, so to lose them is no shame in that. You can't see it as that, but it's just the early in the season. That's where you've got to make it count. But then you've got to understand you were competing up against Liverpool and City. We were all doing very, very well at that time of the season. So it's unfair, but it's just City in the second half, man. They're a machine. It's a machine.
Normally with City, they would like do that run slightly after Christmas. But the way that Arsenal were playing like last season, they had to start that run before Christmas.
Yes,
and that's
exactly.
that's what won it for them.
Yeah.
So really and truly, we did all we could. Okay, fair enough. Bar that Aston Villa game, where we lost 2-0. Apart from that, though, that's the only blip out of like a 16, 17 game run or something.
Yeah. That was the only one. Really.
But the thing is, that could be a risk for you guys, because if you start straight out the gate by performing at such a high intense level, then that might then end up getting tired in the second half of the season. Do you see what I mean? So it's just, City just know how to win a game 1-0. They know how to win it 1-0 and play a team off the park without conceding. Liverpool and Arsenal have to find a way of not having to overexert themselves, using up the full amount of intensity football, and win the game just comfortably 1-0. You know, that's what we've got to try and figure out, similar to what City does.
Exactly. And obviously you're talking about Villa. Ed, I'll come back to you. Obviously we know Villa in Champions League now. Unai Emery's gone out and he's made some quality squad signings. What do you think Villa can do this season? Do you think they'll manage it better than Newcastle did last season, Champions League football?
It was funny because I was having the same conversation with some colleagues at work. I was saying that Emery's cooking something. He's got something special ready for this next season. So he's like he's been given the tools to do something. So I think that he will. I think Villa will do better than Newcastle. Because they got rid of Derby.
Douglas Luiz
as well. But they're going to bring in players, and they're bringing in players that are going to make a difference. I feel that Emery's got something ready for the
I see they've been linked to João Felix as well.
Exactly. So.
I didn't even know that.
Linked to João.
I didn't even know that. See, Villa, I don't know what's going on in the past year and a half, but Emery has done a fantastic job.
Emery's a good
He's
manager.
done a fantastic job.
When he's with us, unfortunately,
You didn't give him time, man.
We didn't give him time. We gave him time. He started doing some questionable decisions, though. Man. You know what I mean? When you play Torreira as a number 10 and things like that, then it makes you think that does this manager actually know what he's doing?
Well, he clearly does look at Scrappy Villa, you know?
I thought Emery though,
You just gotta see it. You just didn't see the vision. You didn't see the vision.
But because Emery was just a coach with us,
Yeah.
he didn't really have any decisions. Even like we were talking earlier about the Pepe thing. He
Yeah.
wanted Luis Zaha. He wanted Wilfred Zaha.
Yeah.
They said no, we're getting Pepe. So he didn't really get the players he wanted.
So
I
this
feel
is
he
what
could
I'm
have
trying
been
to say.
given a bit more of a
So he
chance.
didn't really get the chance that he deserved. You know what I mean? Like, he got you to the Europa League final.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And
But these questionable decisions I was saying before made us miss out the Champions League because we lost to Palace.
True, that Palace game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We lost.
That's history.
I mean, we on paper we were much better than that Palace side, but for some reason, funny enough, when you talk about Zaha,
He's the one who
the
scored.
goals, so, you know, so I'm glad he didn't come
Yeah. No, that's why he wanted it so that he didn't score. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And Scats, listen, we've got to get on to two teams now. Chelsea and Man United. Obviously, we know United have made signings. Euro for 50, was it 52 mil? 52. Zersky as well. I mean, they're linked to Delay, a couple other guys as well. Go to Man United first. Do you think United fans are calling challenging? They're saying they're challenging this season. You know, United fans just get gassed up. Yeah. They're saying they're challenging Arsenal and City and Liverpool this season. What do you think?
No disrespect to them. I think this is the thing with Man United fans, right? They've signed two good players with possibility of being very good players, but you're signing them at what, 18 and how old's Xerxes? What, he's 19, 20 as well. Two young players you expect to come in to the Premier League, the most intense league probably in the world, I would say, and to step in front of 75,000 to perform every week as big money signing and expect them to fire it back into the Champions League. Like, don't put that sort of pressure on two young players like that. I agree. Because as soon as they make a mistake, you know what the United fans are like online and stuff. Get him out. Look at Højlund last year. They made a big song and dance about saying, "Got Højlund, he's a new Arnold." Blah blah blah. Even though his record at Atalanta was like 19 games with like 4 or 5 goals, something like that. Yeah. And he's come in. Yeah, he scored some great goals in the Champions League. What did he do in the league? He was like 0018 or something like that. He got a goal in the league. And that's not. I'm not knocking his ability, but you can't expect a 19-year-old to come in and lead the line for Man United. Like, you look at the strikers down the years, 20 goals a season. He's not that sort of striker. And now you're doing the same thing. You're hyping up a great 18-year-old who realistically only gone to you because you're paying him quadruple his money. He wanted Real Madrid. He wanted first in football. He's not going to get that at Madrid. He's going to go there, learn his trade, and then finally step up. Now you're going to bring him in at Man United and expect him to learn from Johnny Evans, the Butcher, and Harry Maguire. The same defenders that Man United were cussing last season. But you want this 18-year-old to come and learn. You get what I mean? In the hardest league in the world. Like, no disrespect to the French league. How many strikers over there do you think, realistically, each team in the league's got a striker that can hurt you? Solanke scored 20 goals last year. I won't say he's a world-class striker, but he's a great striker. You've got Tony, you've got Nunes, you've got Jesus, you've got Havertz, you've got all these smart international strikers that he hasn't come up against. You get what I mean? So to me, that's like, you can't say top 4. And 2, you've got Ten Hag. You tried to get rid of him in the summer. You shopped around and no one was about, and you give him a brand new contract. And like a couple of people said to me, now Van Nistelrooy is in there, you basically got someone waiting in the wings. If it doesn't do right, come October or November, he's gone. Well, you've got Southgate waiting in the wings. So, like they could get top 4. I'm not going to do like this is going to say they can't make top 4. They could make top 4. But for them to challenge the league, that's a nonsense. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and it's like Scats is saying, Ten Hag doesn't even have a style of play.
Yeah.
No one knows what he's going to do. He's been there for 2 seasons now. What do they do? Do they use their wide players to guide them? Do they actually have their midfielders controlling it? You don't even know what they do. So the thing is, you're going to put a young Euro who's going to have loads of pressure on him now. A load of pressure. I feel sorry for the kid. I really do. Because he's going to go in. The memes are going to be crazy. They're going to be crazy. Trust me, they will be. And then you've got the striker who I think he has got good potential. But then again, under Hag, no one's been working. Even players that he's worked with in the past, like Anthony, none of them have worked.
A lot of that. Who's gonna sit in front of that back four to protect him? Because Casemiro's legs is gone. Everyone can see that. His first year he was here, he was quality.
They're trying to get Ugarte though, isn't it?
Ugarte, yeah, but again, Ugarte is coming
for three with him.
Yeah, but he's coming from the French league and he hardly played for PSG. He hasn't really played much football for a year, basically. You could say.
So I heard they're going for Mazraoui they're trying to link him from Fulham, right? For right back.
I'm interested to see if Sancho's going to stay or he's going to go. I mean, I know they've made up him and Ten Hag. It remains to be seen, but Dubbz, I want to go into Chelsea quickly. Where, I mean, Chelsea, they finished the season quite strong. New manager. You know, Mudrik's cut his hair now. Everyone's saying, you know,
oh really? He's got rid of the blonde look.
So, what are we saying for Chelsea, man? Do you think Chelsea gonna have a similar season to the last two?
Always. Always. Did anyone expect different?
True.
Did anyone expect really? All this amount of money they're spending.
Yeah.
Then they got a manager from the Championship. Has anyone heard of them? What's his name? Maresca? Dewsbury Hall. I actually like Dewsbury Hall, by the way. I remember saying to you on the way here, I do like Dewsbury Hall. But you're going to try and tell me he's going to be the one to pick up Chelsea? This new coach.
By the way,
that's the best team in the Championship. They had the best players in the Championship. So it's like, you did well there. That was that level. Premier League is so much different. So much different. So it's like, I can't see the difference. They might get top six. They might get top six. They might get top six.
So who's your outsider? Your outsider club? I don't know, Fulham, Everton.
It would have been Villa, but I believe Villa make top six. I think if there's going to be a top four,
I think Spurs might be the one. I think Spurs, Ange gets a few more of his signings in that he wants. Possibly gets Tony. If they get Tony, I think in there in the bounce. I think if he adapts his style, I know he's like he doesn't adapt for no one. You can see towards the end of the season or midway through the season, he started to adapt because he knew he couldn't play this high line and stuff like that. He knows he couldn't do that. And it's like questioning and telling him the Spurs fans when they wanted Arsenal to win and when Man City to win stuff. But to me, he doesn't understand the rivalry. For him to question and think like most people are going to do that. that's just natural. The same way that when Liverpool played Tottenham back in the Champions League final, no Arsenal fan wanted Tottenham to win. You get what I mean? That's just the rivalry. But he didn't understand that, so he felt it was like, I don't know what the mentality is like. No, Ange, you don't understand the rivalry. Say that. Don't say you don't understand the mentality. Company's mentality. It's the rivalry. But he showed last year, them first, 10, 15 games, how well they could do until they picked up, obviously, the injuries and stuff like that.
The thing is, though, is that I didn't see a change from Spurs any time throughout that second half of the season. To the point where I felt like, all right, they started brilliantly, by the way, but they relied a lot on that defender, that Van der Ven. Because of his speed, it got him out of a lot of trouble. Just like how Walker gets City out of trouble. But everyone started realising, that's how you lot play. We can catch you every time now. To the point where Ange never changed anything. So Spurs might make one or two signings. I think Archie Gray's a good signing for him. But the problem is, Ange only knows one style of football right now. And if I didn't see a change towards the end of last season that shows, all right, maybe Spurs can turn this around, no one saw it. So if he doesn't make a change anytime soon during this pre-season to start working on that, then Spurs are going to be back in the same way they were last season. So I would say probably Villa. I think West Ham might push for a top six.
Actually,
but for a top four,
I've got one more.
Not too sure.
I've got one more. Might surprise him. I know he's not here. Newcastle possibly could do so because they've only got one game. And when they went one game a week,
they were really strong.
You get what I mean? So they haven't got a squad to cope, like I said, in Spain. to cope to last a full season with the Champions League thing. But now they're back to 1 game a week. They could be in and around that top 4, say, come the end of the season.
That's a good shout. I didn't even think of it, but you're actually right. 1 game a season, Newcastle will put in top performances when they qualify for the Champions League. So that actually makes sense. They got a good manager. They still have a lot of their same key players. If they do lose Gordon, then I do believe that would be a big problem for them. That's if Liverpool come for him. But yeah, that would be a big loss for him. And then if anyone goes for Isak, then yeah, they're in major problems.
Last thing before we go, the teams that have come up. Who's come up? Leicester, Ipswich, and Southampton.
Yeah,
Southampton. Out of those 3, can you see which one of those teams can you see going back down? Because I think it would be one of them. Do you think Ipswich? Let me ask you, Dubbz, because I know you've got an alliance. You've got an alliance to Ipswich.
My adopted town now. My adopted town.
You know, as an adopted Ipswich.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, man.
Farmer, tractor boy. I haven't really seen anything where I say that they've made signings that can keep them up. I think getting the Chelsea player Hutchinson, I think that's a good signing for him to get him permanently. I think that's a great signing for him because he performed for him brilliantly in the Championship last season. Martin Hutchinson. The only thing is the Premier League's a different kettle of fish. So I think they'll do well. They'll do better than Luton, I believe. And they'll do better than Burnley. I believe they'll do better than those sides. Because the style of football is really good actually with Ipswich. I do feel though that they'll go back down. To be honest, I think all 3 will come up and then go back down.
I mean, Leicester, they still got Jamie Vardy.
But that's it. They just lost their best midfielder.
Yeah.
They kind of lose their best player every year, to be honest with you. I don't really know anyone else there at the moment. I say that's going to be a great player to keep them in the Prem, if that makes any sense. I haven't heard any signings that they've made that I would say, oh, okay, that's not bad. But I think they'll probably go back down.
Same with Southampton, really. I don't think they'll have what it takes to stay up with them.
I've always said Everton's going to go, but I don't know, man. They survive every damn season.
I think Southampton might stay up.
I think so.
Yeah, I think Southampton might stay up. They're managed on really well. They were on like a 40 plus unbeaten run or something like that. He took them to.
But that was a playoff though.
No. I mean, as in like throughout the whole season, like they were a decent side. They played good. When they came to us in the FA Cup, they played well. I've got a feeling they might stay up. Southampton, I've got a feeling they might stay up. They made a couple of decent signings. They signed the West Ham player they had on loan last year. I think they made that a good deal. Onana's gone back in there. Possibly get Ox as well, another one of the experience thing. The only problem is that I think they're losing Che Adams. I think he's
And that's a big miss.
That's going to be big miss. Armstrong seemed to come into his own last year. He scored quite a few goals. So if they can pick up
this guy that won it for him as well.
Yeah, they can pick up a decent strike and get 10, 15 goals. They've got a decent chance.
And listen, I'm going to do predictions quickly for the Premier League title. Mine, it's got to be Arsenal this year. 3rd time lucky. You know, I'm putting everything on it, man. Arsenal don't let me down. Scants.
It's got to be City. Sorry, man. It's like been there, done it. The only thing about Arsenal definitely they're up there. They got a chance, but to me, it's they're big players who need to step up when they're needed. When they're not playing well, Saka, Odegaard, they have to come up with something. Arsenal have always had their players when they need someone to grab the game by the scruff of the neck to do that. Vieira, Henry, Bergkamp, they had them players who just say, right, I'm going to win it for my team. And at the moment, you haven't got them sort of players. Like Liverpool back then, we had that. We had Salah, we had Mane, Firmino, those sort of players who say, right, I'm going to go win this game. And at the moment, you're a young team. You haven't got a player who does that at the moment. So that's why I see it next team.
Fair enough, Dubbz. What we saying?
But I have to say, well, Saka started coming to his own last season. He started doing his thing. I won't lie. You know, I think Rice is still a top signing for you guys. He's still someone that couldn't win it for you. So if I'm not mistaken, he won the game against United. If it was the United game, he scored the last minute goal. Was it Rice? Or was it City? I can't remember.
No, it was. It's quite foot.
It was the one last minute he scored.
Luton away.
It was Luton away.
But he did score
What
against United.
about his first goal?
Yeah,
His first. It was United.
Yeah, the United one. Him and Jesus.
Yeah. So you know, you do have individuals that can put in a performance that can win you the game itself. Do you know what I mean? So, like I said earlier, it's just you need that forward though. That is you can rely on. That will always make sure. Boom. I'll score 9 out of 10 of those chances. You know what I mean? It depends on who you go for. I honestly think Tony should be the one you go for. But I know that you lot apparently want to go for Gyökeres or Isak. But I honestly think Tony would fit into your style. But, you know, it's up to you. You would say, I would, for this season, I just think it's going to be City again. I think they'll do the 5, and then I think it'll be very hard for anyone to try and catch up with that record from a lot of years. Do you know what I mean? I just feel that I'm not sure if Arsenal can do 3 seasons of giving it again. That's the thing. I think you lot needed to have won a trophy last season to say, all right, cool. We might not have won the Prem, but we've got this trophy to show something for our hard work. Let's go again. I think that's what kind of helped Liverpool when we won the Champions League, because we nearly won the Prem that season of winning the Champions League. So the next season we was all right, cool, we'll go again. We can do it, and then we're not doing it. And I think you lot just needed that trophy. I think you lot will get a trophy next season. I just don't think it'll be the Prem. I just don't think it'll be the Prem. I would have rather asked this question though at the end of the transfer window.
We'll come back.
Come back to me again after that transfer window. But right now, the way I see it, it's just City. Yeah, because at the moment, I just don't think you lot have made a signing that I say, all right, now that's a world-class player. You lot are definitely going to go out there and do it. I just feel that it's just, you've just strengthened the spot, but it's not someone that's going to say, all right, he's going to make sure he gets you that amount of points for the season. So I just see as City, they've not lost anybody. They keep on strengthening in certain depths of their squad. They're just going to keep going again.
I always feel that if we strengthen our front line, whether it's like I said, certified gunman up front, or someone that could back Saka, if he's like losing form or he's like injured or whatever. I feel that we can get over the line, but that's if we bolster our front line. But yeah, I think the City is obviously going to be the favourites, but I still feel that Arsenal are going to be there or thereabouts end of the season. And hopefully we can get the job done. Because I'm tired of
I'm tired of these fans talking about Arteta and trophies and stuff. Man. We need to move on.
Well, I didn't hear from you two. Who do you think is going to make top 4?
Top 4? Personally, I think Arsenal, City, Liverpool.
So we're not going to be in the 5-6 yet? I think top 4
No, definitely not.
Okay.
Top 3, I reckon. 4th place, you know what? I think Villa will come strong again. I'm going to give it to Villa.
Pretty much the same, City, Arsenal, City, Liverpool, Villa or Newcastle.
Maybe Newcastle because they've got the 1 game a week.
I never thought in the first part. Yeah, Newcastle's actually a good shout. It's actually a good shout. That actually makes sense. But then they did have Max that season as well. They had that former Arsenal player, the midfielder, Willard. He was performing well that year. Like everyone was in sync. Do you know what I mean? But it's just last season they really
They got a lot of injuries.
Hell of a lot of injuries.
Actually, yeah, Tonali would be a good
2 games a week. That's
return.
what killed you. The squad wasn't big enough for that.
That's true.
And that's what Villa's done this year, like we said before. Villa's increased their squad. So they got a squad for both, as well as the Premier League. It's like chatting to my brother, who's a Villa fan, and he doesn't think they'll finish as high as they did last year.
Yeah.
in the Champions League, he thinks they'll win a cup this year. And that's why I think Villa will win a cup this year. But he's a cup man.
That's true. That's true.
He's a cup man. So I think they'll win a cup this year. I think he'll go out for one of the cups. I think
Yeah, Europa League. I think they'll go Europa.
You don't drop down this year. No one drops down in the Champions League.
I don't even know.
Champions League,
This new format I'm not understanding.
So it's 8 games straight, and then, like I said, I think they'll go strong in the Champions League. They'll go strong in the cup too. He'll go out all out for a cup this year. That's what I think.
So you can't go. Okay. All right.
Listen, guys, thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Thanks for the panel for showing up today. Hopefully, with a good season. We'll be back for a new episode next week. Peace. Listen, guys, I know you're watching, so like, share, comment, subscribe. That's what you gotta do, man.